The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour.
ChatGPT did become the world's most downloaded non-gaming app.
Literally the job of everyone in government to address the media and the public.
What are your thoughts, audience? What are your thoughts on Zandy Silva as the deputy PLP leader?
A community that can't feed itself is a community that,
What you may not know, though, is that Bermuda, we have a connection with Epstein, too.
Things that people are doing right, the youth are doing right, that is not being advertised enough.
When you see your access to U.S. dollars disappear, that's when you have a problem.
If you've got a town in the UK with a similar sized population, this place absolutely outshines it.
It's Wednesday, the 8th day of July, 2026. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. This is the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC Bermuda, Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and a big shout out to Hot 1075 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. I'm Jamal Hartman. Happy what you all call hump day. Happy middle of the traditional work week to everyone. Hope everyone's feeling good today. James Burgess says grand rising to the Daily Hour team show. I'm watching and listening. Again, have a great Wednesday. Indeed, grand rising to you as well, James Burgess. Although it's only our second show of the week, it is kind of still the middle of the traditional work week for everyone. And we are still halfway through the amount of shows that we'll do this week. But hopefully your week's going well. I really mean that. Hopefully, someone just said to me, is that like everything in the news is so bad? Is there no good news? And that's why this show exists, so that we can have fun and, discuss the good, the bad, and, the hopeful, right? So hopefully everyone's feeling good. You are getting over the hump with us. But greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today, the Big Bermuda Picnic. James R. Lee stops by to tell us all about this new summer experience, folks. This seems like something that is going to be a blast. The Daily Play is entertainment today. Yeah, so hold on. I don't know where the question is for this morning, folks. Hold on. Let me check. I know it. I just had it. Hold on. Oh, I got it. Oh, yeah, it's entertainment today. I forgot where I put it, but it was right in front of my face. Don't forget, do us a favor, subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, folks, here's the question of the morning. Last week, we're continuing to talk about the drama that unfolded last week that we really didn't have a chance to discuss as we had a few days off. But hey, question, very direct. What are your thoughts on Ryan Robinson, Parent Chief's appointment as Minister of National Security? Well, last week, as I mentioned, as a part of his cabinet reshuffle, Premier David Burt appointed Ryan Robinson, Parent Chief, to the Senate and named him Bermuda's new Minister of National Security. Now, I've said this privately to a number of people, so I have no problem saying it publicly. I think this was a smart appointment by the Premier. I've quoted as saying it's a stroke of genius. For years, we've been saying that Bermuda needs more of its brightest and best to enter politics. We often complain that the talented young Bermudians stay away from public service, choosing careers in law and business, finance, or overseas opportunities instead. Then when someone like Ryan Robinson, Parent Chief, steps forward, some of the first comments are that he's too young or doesn't have enough experience. I think we need to be careful with that. Ryan has built an impressive resume before the age of 30. He's a Rhodes Scholar, has worked in the legal profession, served as a CEO, been involved in various grassroots organizations, and has demonstrated a genuine interest in public service. Now, whether you agree with his politics or not, that's a profile that many people have been asking for. To me, he and Senator Misha Fubler actually represent something Bermuda needs more of. Young, educated Bermudians who have chosen to get back to Bermuda, to return to Bermuda, get involved, and serve. Now, does that mean there aren't any questions? Absolutely not. The biggest criticism seems to be his lack of experience. But I've often said that experience comes from opportunity. None of us are born with experience. Someone has to be willing to give people a chance. Some people take years to grow into a role. Others adapt remarkably quickly. For me, the bigger measure shouldn't simply be how many years someone has on a resume. It should be on what they accomplish once they're given the responsibility. Another question people are asking is whether this appointment is simply a stopgap ahead of the PLP Leadership Challenge later this year. Personally, I would hope that's not the case. Regardless of who becomes the next leader of the Bermuda Progressive Labor Party, I would think someone with Ryan Robinson's parent chief's education, experience, and willingness to serve would be an asset to any government. Now, of course, others have suggested there may be political reasons behind the appointment, including the belief that he may be more aligned with the premier's legislative agenda than his predecessor. Whether that's true or not, time will tell. What I hope doesn't get lost in all of this is the bigger picture. How do we encourage more young Bermudians with talent, education, and leadership potential to enter public service? Because if every time a young person steps forward, the first response is they're too young or they don't have enough experience, then we shouldn't be surprised when the next generation decides politics simply isn't worth it. We can't keep asking for new leadership while expecting every new leader to already have decades of ministerial experience. At some point, someone has to get the opportunity. So again, you see the question on the scrolling at the bottom. What are your thoughts on Ryan Robinson, Parent Chief's appointment as Minister of National Security? Think on that. We'll come back and we'll also give you a poll. Stick with us.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show, folks. This is your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. The question of the morning scrolling at the bottom of the screen for those who are tuned in online. What are your thoughts on Ryan Robinson, Parent Chief's appointment as Minister of National Security? And here's your poll question for the day. Do you believe he's too inexperienced to succeed as a minister? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Do you believe that Ryan Robinson, Parent Chief, is too inexperienced to succeed as a minister? Let us know your thoughts. And if you don't know who Ryan Robinson, Parent Chief is, let me just give you a bit of background. So he has been appointed as a senator and the Minister of National Security, one of the youngest appointees currently to one of government's most significant portfolios. Now, he has a strong academic and professional background. Now, here's what really bothers me when people say he doesn't have any experience. I've never bought into that. And I thought when I was younger, I would grow older and start to think like older people thought, like, oh, they don't have any experience. And I've never, ever, maybe, and if I'm still around in 25 years, I may think like that. But I've always kicked back or pushed back on the argument of experience, because in Bermuda, we have a tendency to reward people for long tenures, not because of ability. There are people who have worked in organizations for years and they're horrible. They're not there because they're good at their jobs. They're there because they keep someone else employed, if you get what I'm saying. So working somewhere or doing something for a long time, there's a quote in my book about this, doesn't mean you're good at it. There's a litany of reasons why you may be doing it for a long time. Here's the way to judge it, right? So I always say, if someone worked in the bank for 20 years. I don't care how long you've been at the bank. What I want to know is, how did the bank do during your 20-year tenure? How did your department do during your tenure? That's what I care about. The argument about experience really means nothing to me. It's at the bottom of and I do believe that over time we learn and we grow, right? That's just life. But it doesn't mean we become better. And I think we need to separate experience from accomplishment. We have to understand that someone who's been in a space for 1 year can actually accomplish more than someone who's been in a space for 10 years. So the idea, get the idea, and it's a very Bermudian thing. Like, I remember speaking to someone about the public service or civil service, whatever you choose to call it, and just saying, like, all you have to do in government to get a promotion is stay for a long time. You don't have to be good at anything. And I said, I hope that's not the case still. We don't reward on merit. We reward based on how long people have been doing stuff. And that is really silly. Length of time should not outweigh ability and accomplishment. But again, the poll question audience, I don't know why it's not working. Let me try it again. I'm going to reset the poll. Let's do it again. Forgive us, Dorian. We're gonna redo the poll, and you all can answer the poll. It's 1 for yes, 2 for no, and feel free. Do you believe he's too inexperienced to succeed as a minister? And what are your thoughts? We've got Dorian says, morning, I believe he's a great choice and has a good network of folks who will not allow him to sell his soul to DB, as in David Burt. I agree. Here's what I want people to understand about Ryan Robinson, parent chief. His pedigree is probably better than anyone in the PLP. He represents a bit of the old. He probably has the largest family attached to the political party. That family will protect him from the things that come with what people think David Burt has. For those who understand, he's a Rhodes Scholar. He has a legal background, C-suite experience. He's founded a bunch of grassroots organizations. I mean, this is not just some, I don't know if this term's derogatory, but he's not just some pick-me, like just some person that, oh, he's a fan of the PLP or David Burt, and let's give him a ribbon or a position to keep him quiet or make him happy. This is someone who literally Bermudians have been crying out to get involved politically. So the idea that he's too inexperienced or he's going to be a puppet for David Burt or it's a stopgap, as I mentioned already, whoever becomes the next leader of the PLP would do well to keep Ryan Robinson, parent chief, around. Not telling them what to do, but if it's really about what's best for Bermuda, you got to do what's best for Bermuda, right? I don't know, folks. The poll doesn't seem to be working today. I've tried. Let's see. Okay, try now. Do you believe he's too inexperienced to succeed as minister? 1 for yes, 2 for no. And what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Again, the Premier David Burt had a reshuffle of his cabinet last week, shocked pretty much everyone by appointing Ryan Robinson, parent chief, as Senator and Minister of National Security. Folks are divided on this. Some people are excited that a young, brilliant Bermudian is in an important position. There are others who feel, oh, he's just there to push through David Burt's legislative agenda. He's there, as a stopgap, whatever the case. This appointment should not be overlooked of what it could mean for Bermuda going forward. Renee Sherilyn says, I always had foresight that Ryan Robinson, parent chief, would progress and take leadership in this country and have felt that way since I heard him first speak in the Young Leadership Summit program. Yeah, he's done quite a lot. Future Leaders program he's been a part of. He's done quite a lot. Yeah. James Burgess says, I believe he should be given a chance. Yeah. He also says, it's time we made a change, I believe he means. Hopefully for the better, we've got to move on for the future. Okay. We've got, well, most of you don't feel he's too inexperienced. I mean, the polls doesn't seem to be working, but for the most part, you don't seem to think that he is inexperienced. Michelle White says, no, I did feel better about his appointment after I heard about his background last evening. We've got, that's too long to put on screen, but Brandon Thompson, if you're going to comment on this show, you've got to keep it short. This is not an essay, or it's not your personal social media platform. So you need to be concise and direct. But Brandon Thompson says, we judging, this I'm reading as he put it. Well, some of these older experienced people are not doing good. Absolutely. I agree. He says, discrimination flourishing in Bermuda. This conversation should not be. We should be past this. Now we blocking progress via discrimination. By way of age, experience, color, race, political affiliation, never too young if you have qualifications. Bermuda has traditionally denied this through jobs and everyday life in Bermuda. So sad after Premier Brett being young and leader has put a bad taste in the elders. I think that's where he ends. I think it continues, but that's all that shows up on our end. Fair enough. And I think, for me, David Brett, keep in mind, is the youngest premier that Bermuda has had. I, like many others, have not been impressed with his tenure. And so some people will say, well, we've had a young person and it didn't work out. I don't think that David Brett necessarily represented his generation, though, in fairness. I don't think he represented the ideals and ideas of many people within his generation. So I don't think it's comparing apples to apples. Amanda Kelly says, good morning. When I heard his name, I personally thought of a young Ewart Brown, meaning he was raised with social justice being important. Not saying they're the same, but were raised with intent that is greater than them. Depending on who you ask, because, some people feel that Dr. Brown left a bad taste in their mouth. Everyone's perspective, but I see your point, and I actually agree with your point. Dr. Brown had a political pedigree that is very similar to that of Ryan. We've got Michael Daniels says disappointment is his introduction into local politics. I would expect to see him move onward and upward. Absolutely. I mean, I don't think this was his introduction. I think his introduction came long before this, but I think you mean as far as being appointed to something. Ryan has been in the background for years now. And, let me be very clear. I don't necessarily agree with the stances he takes all the time. But it's not about agreement. It's about, having intelligent political discourse. It scares me when people dismiss people because they are young or they are inexperienced in their opinion. I'm going to pick on educators. You could be a teacher for 20 years, and the students that go through your classes never get into college or don't make anything of their lives, but you're still a teacher. I don't really care about your 20 years of experience. I care about how have the students that have come through your classroom made out? And what role did you play? That's what I care about. So the idea of people, and again, I felt like that 20 years ago when I started working, and I feel like that now. I have never bought into the idea of experience. As soon as someone mentions experience or inexperience to me, I don't tune out, but I'm ready to start asking questions. Folks, this is your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Manuela says his education and life experiences have taken him into areas that will be an asset to Bermuda. He has more than classroom knowledge to build on. Absolutely. Absolutely. Ryan has done more before the age of 30 than some people who are in their 60s. Don't talk to me about experience and inexperience. if it's only based on time served. I want to hear about what you've done. What have you done? We don't have those conversations. And I want to repeat this for those who are just tuning in. To anyone, yes, there's going to be a leadership change later this year. To either person, I'm saying either because there's only two that have made it publicly known that they'll be running for leadership, both Dickinson and Hayward. Whichever of the two, if it's only these two to choose from in the end, is victorious and leading the Progressive Labor Party. Ryan can't be a stopgap. If he gets in here and in 4 months does what needs to be done for the betterment of Bermuda, why wouldn't you keep him on? Oh, because you have someone else you like? Dorian says, hopefully he's hires Teray Toll as a consultant. James Burgess says, we don't need people repeating the same words every election, telling what he thinks everyone wants to hear. We've got Kiz's Delight says, my concern is, why does Minister Rebane have education and planning? I wish Ryan all the best. Well, we're not talking about that today. We'll talk about that another day. We're speaking about Ryan Robinson, Parent Chief. We can definitely revisit the conversation about Minister Diallo Rebane returning to oversee education and what that means for Bermuda's children going forward. But that's not what we're on today. So appreciate your contribution. But also, audience, let us know, though, what are your thoughts? Ryan Robinson, Parent Chief, was named senator and appointed as the Minister of National Security last week during David Burt, the Premier of Bermuda's announcement of his cabinet reshuffle. A lot of people have concerns about his lack of experience. People have questioned, whether or not it's a decision that was made in the best interest of Bermuda and or the best interest of David Burt and the PLP. Now, as stated, everyone starts somewhere. Ryan didn't just show up and say, hey, Premier, I like you. And the Premier said, I like you too. Here's a Senate position, right? We need to consider when we push back on stuff like this, what message does this send to young Bermudians considering public service? We need to consider that. And we need to kind of use Ryan as an example of, how to attract more highly qualified young Bermudians into politics. We've got Kenton Trotz says, good morning, TDH family. Congratulations to Minister Robinson. We've got Manuela says, the only hindrance he may find is the short-sightedness of those who are in decision-making positions. Sherilyn Pringles says, one of Bermuda's best and brightest. I'm so happy he's returned to Bermuda, and he is definitely our future. I say he's our present and our future. Folks, this was your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Let's show them some love. We're going to go to Teo and with something he thinks we should know as well, and then days of the year. And then we've got a very special guest. We're talking about the Big Bermuda Picnic. Have you heard about the Big Bermuda Picnic? If you haven't, we're talking about it today. The daily discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Titan Express delivers safe, professional, and reliable transportation and tours across the island. From island tours to cultural expressions, they set their standard. And Secure is your go-to for property management, waste management, and residential and commercial services. Visit securebda.com. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is their commitment to you. All right, let's see what Teo says we have to know.
Good morning, I'm Teo Dill, and welcome to today's episode of Something You Need to Know on TDH. Have you ever thought about how fragile Bermuda really is? Not politically, not economically, but ecologically. We live on a tiny island with species, habitats, and food chains that developed over the course of millions of years without large native predators showing up ever, and definitely without venomous snakes. So when officials received a credible report of what experts believe is an eastern diamondback rattlesnake near Gibbs Hill in Southampton, the concern wasn't just, could somebody get bitten? It was also, what happens if this animal disappears into the landscape? Eastern diamondbacks, they're ambush predators, right? They feed mainly on small mammals and birds, using cover, camouflage, and heat-sensing ability to strike prey that gets too close. Now, in Florida, it's normal. In Bermuda, it is absolutely not. In a worst case scenario, like this is possible, right? If this snake survived long term, was female and arrived on the island while it was pregnant and gave birth to the species' average dozen babies or so, Bermuda could be dealing with a new predator inside an ecosystem that never built defenses against it. And this is all still possible because this species of snake's gestation period is around 7 months. Now, if this happened, right, ground nesting birds, small animals, lizards, skinks, other vulnerable wildlife could suddenly face a threat they have no evolutionary reason to protect themselves from, no reason to even recognize. And on islands, invasive species don't need to be everywhere to do serious damage. They just got to reach the wrong habitat at the wrong time. Now, we already know how dangerous invasive species can be here. Like, we know this. We spent centuries fighting ecological damage from introduced animals and plants, with invasive species contributing to the historic collapse of native wildlife, like the cow, like the cedar tree, and threatening species that exist nowhere else on the entire planet. Even the greater Bermuda land snail, once thought completely extinct, just wiped from the face of the earth, it only survived because of years of intensive conservation work after being devastated by habitat loss and invasive predators. That's why this story matters way beyond the immediate fear factor. Like a rattlesnake in Bermuda, it's not just like a scary headline, right? It's a biosecurity alarm bell. Snakes are already prohibited under Bermuda's Invasive Alien Species Act, which was created specifically to protect the island from species that could threaten or destroy delicate ecosystems. And the hardest part is this. If an invasive predator establishes itself quietly, the damage might not be obvious until it's already happened, until it's already been going on for a while. Like one missing nest here, one fewer skink there, a new invisible pressure on already fragile populations. So yeah, the human safety risk is real, obviously. Eastern diamondbacks are defensive rather than aggressive, but an accidental close encounter could be a medical emergency, like a person could die. But the larger nightmare is ecological, that something completely foreign slips into our natural system and starts just rewriting all the rules. So to be clear, if you see the snake, don't approach it, don't try to catch it, don't try to kill it. Forget sharing the pics on WhatsApp or whatever. Don't post an Instagram reel. Just keep your distance, note the location, and call 911 immediately, because in Bermuda, this is not just about one snake. It is about protecting an island that's already lost way too much of its unique natural wildlife to never return. So thank you for listening to this week's episode of Something You Need to Know here on TDH. I'm Teo Dill. Back to the show.
So, snakes. I how do we know there's really a snake? Like, I know they said the reports had credible reports, but how do we know? Like, I don't know. I don't understand the point of someone wanting a pet snake, number one. Number two, I'm not saying I don't believe the authorities, but they said credible. Like, how do they know there's really a snake? How do we know? People have been starting to write, how do we know the snake's not a distraction from something? I'm just like, well, I don't know if Bermuda's on that level to really create these kind of distractions. But I don't know. Maybe I'm naive, but I don't really feel like there's a snake. Once they find it, you all could say, "Oh, Jamal, maybe you shouldn't be as naive." But I'm waiting. We'll see. Hopefully, there's not. And I hope people do truly understand what Teo is saying, the impact of and damage a snake can do. I really do hope that people understand what it could do. Now, let's give you a days of the year. All right. So it's National Video Game Day. It's Math 2.0 Day. I stay away from the maths and stuff like that. But it's Be a Kid Again Day. And I want to ask you all, if you can be a kid again, what would you want to do? If you could be a kid again, what would you want to do? If I could be a kid again, I would want to spend more time with my family over staying outside and playing as much. And I know people like, oh, kids today don't play outside. They also don't spend as much time with their family. They're on their devices and stuff. I think when you're young, you really don't understand how short time is. So what would you do if you could be a kid again? What would you do differently? What would you want to do actually? Like, what is something you enjoyed doing as a kid that you would want more time doing? Yeah, I would probably say doing more with my family rather than always wanting to do stuff with friends in the neighborhood and going outside and catching lizards. And nowadays it'd be snakes. But yeah, that'd be me. That'd be me. All right, folks, let's take a quick break. Don't forget, after this break, we've got a very special guest coming up. We've got James Lee coming on to speak about the Big Picnic Bermuda, big event happening this summer. Stick with us.
Guess what? Bermuda's most popular game is back. That's right, Shoe Buy is back in stores. But wait, there's more. The brand new Shoe Buy Summer Edition is here too. Bring the laughs, the vibes, the friendly chaos to your barbecues and summer get-togethers with Bermuda's favorite game. Don't miss your chance to get yours. Visit BermudaTrivia.com and follow Bermuda Trivia on social media to learn more.
One Lucky Bucks in the summer edition has a golden ticket with the chance to win a grand prize courtesy of One Communications.
Hi there, welcome to Medical House. We're located at number 6 Bakery Lane. I can't wait to show you all of the great stuff that we carry. Come on inside, let's see. Long days, long shifts, you no longer have to endure comfortable underwear. Designed by nurses, we now offer premium undergarments by Swoop that are unique, fun, comfortable, and functional. The only underwear you'll ever want to wear. Who says high-quality functional products can't be stylish and comfortable at the same time?
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Discover Drop It, your go-to grocery delivery. Browse and select from a wide range of groceries, from fresh produce to daily essentials. Our friendly drivers deliver fresh groceries to your door fast, saving you time and hassle. With Drop It, you get fresh groceries delivered fast, so you can focus on what really matters. Drop It. Freshness at your doorstep. Delivered to your door with Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
Class of 2026. What's your next chapter? University overseas? Bermuda College? Or your first job? HSBC Bermuda can help you start strong.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Open an HSBC Bermuda bank account and receive a $100 gift card from a local retailer or Amazon.com. And every successful referral receives a $50 reward. Hurry! This limited time offer ends July 31st. Apply online at hsbc.bm/nextchapter, and within 2 business days, an HSBC team member will guide you through the final steps. Terms and conditions apply. HSBC is licensed to conduct banking and investment business by the Bermuda Monetary Authority.
I know you want to come get some. Playing around. Playing around. I got this juice. I got it, no doubt.
Ever taken medication and thought, why is this hitting me so hard? Or why isn't this doing anything at all? Here's something you may not know. Your body processes medication the same way it needs to process food, using enzymes. And these enzymes metabolize medication so it can be converted into its useful form or removed from your body. Pharmacogenetics looks at how your DNA influences the way your body metabolizes or breaks down medications. It helps explain why a drug that works well for one person causes side effects in another and barely works at all for someone else. That means the same pill at the same dose can feel very different from one person to the next. It's not about blame, it's not about doing something wrong, it's simply biology. And once you know what works best for you, medication decisions stop being guesswork and start becoming personalized.
In one sentence, boy, I would say it definitely feels like a labor of love for everyone to benefit.
Going through this book, I would say my favorite quote is, one of the most humbling things in life is knowing that I'm replaceable.
It's an easy read, but after it was done, I was wanting for more. So
I think this book will make a fantastic gift for people that like self-help type of books.
Highly recommend, personally and professionally, because the amount of quotes in here is a beautiful perspective.
People that just want a little extra positive affirmation every day.
3 words I would describe this book. I would say it's inspirational,
intentional,
motivational,
thoughtful,
aspirational.
Let's say the next one is hyphenated, must have.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Big Show. Jamal Hartman here. This is the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC, Bermuda Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 107.5 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. Folks, do not forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, it is Be a Kid Again today. We asked, if you could be a kid again, what would you do? 9/11 Island Girl says, I still engage in the kiddie activities. I loved coloring and walking in the rain. Gerald Bean says, I'd play spinning tops and marbles. We've got Sherilyn Pringle says, I would spend more time with my nanny, especially when she was cooking. Family favorites indeed, picking up some things. James Burgess says, when I was younger, I played around the house building huts, marbles, doctors, etc. And we've got Manuela says, if I could be a kid again, I would be enjoying my summer freedom in all parts of Pembroke, from my neighborhood to pontoons. Was it safer, or were we just ignorant to danger? Good question. Folks, real quickly, before we bring our guest in, we did get a report prior to coming on air from the police that there had been a 2-vehicle road collision on South Road near the junction with Kent Avenue in Devonshire. The roadway was blocked as of an hour ago when we received this. Vehicles traveling west on South Road were being diverted over Brighton Hill. Vehicles headed east using South Road are being diverted over T Street. So to avoid delays where possible, motorists were advised to use alternative routes to get to their destinations. All right. But folks, if you haven't already and you are streaming with us, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Give us a warm TDH welcome for our very special guest. We're talking about the Big Picnic Bermuda, a new event that's taking place this summer. And the person coming on to discuss it with us is James Lee. Give him a warm TDH welcome, folks. 1, 2. There we go. Hey, James, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Jamal?
Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome to the show. I got to ask you, if you can be a kid again, what would you want to do?
If I could be a kid again, I feel like I would do the same thing you wanted to do, which was spend more time with family, because I feel like a lot of my older family members were the heart and the soul of the family and kept it together. And since then, I feel like a lot of us have kind of drifted, separated, gone off our separate ways and stuff. And I just feel like it would have been so much better to spend more time with those people so that we could all stay connected and have a better connection with each other. I definitely agree with you on that point.
Yeah, and I would encourage any young person who is in the car listening with their parents right now, take heed. Trust me, you don't get your childhood. You don't get your childhood back. Trust me. No. James, look, we're talking about a new event today. Before we even jump into it, just tell the audience a bit about who you are and your connection to the Big Picnic Bermuda.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is James Lee. So I'm a local makeup artist, fashion designer, photographer, model. At least that's how most people would know me as. My connection to the Big Picnic Bermuda is group of friends, group of acquaintances, just talking about things that are missing in Bermuda, things that we would love to see in Bermuda, things that we would like to give to Bermuda. And we just kind of connected together and just said, let's do it. Like, it's not going to happen if we don't do it ourselves. So it was just us bumping heads together and just pulling it together. And we're actually ready to present it to the island.
I want to ask the audience, have you heard, had you seen anything about the Big Nick Bermuda? Let us know, yes or no. Had you heard of it before today? But James, speak to us. Like, it's a brand new event for the island. What was the inspiration behind it?
So I would say the inspiration behind it really was more a matter of bringing back Bermuda's history, culture, heritage. There's a lot of things that we feel like Bermuda's kind of drifted away from. So even for like example, the Bermuda Day Parade, like there used to be so many more floats, so many more bigger involved community activities and activations. There was a lot more heritage of the island. And there's also a lot of like you in the previous Teo Dill part where he was talking about the nature part of Bermuda's culture and history and heritage. That's also a connection to the Big Picnic Bermuda, being the cicada, for example. So it's really more a matter of us just trying to bring that all together and present it to the island again and bringing things back to life.
It's interesting that this is taking place because so often, still to this day, Bermudians are, oh, there's nothing to do in Bermuda. So I think people are excited. I did ask the audience, had they heard of it before today? Laverne Tucker said no. Sherilyn Pringle says, I love me some James Lee. No, haven't seen or heard about it. We got Suzanne Ingham says no, never heard of it. No, James Burgess. Yes, Nicola Shields. Adeline Stevenson Swan said no, yes, briefly. Renee Sherilyn, and no, Manuela. So this is great because now you're all going to hear about it. But for those hearing about it for the first time, speak about what attendees can expect when they arrive. Like, walk us through the experience.
Okay, so let me backtrack a bit first, actually. So the Big Picnic Bermuda, from the jump, the Big Picnic Bermuda is a celebration of Bermuda's culture, creativity, music, food, fashion, art, and just community, really all together. People can look forward to things like, so there's a fashion showcase, for example. People are going to see a lot of cup match themed stuff. The main focus of this specific event is cup match themed. We wanted to really bring that in and hone that in. I know that the very first cup match was picnic based. It was 1902, around that time period, when Bermudians from East and West were coming together to have a friendly gathering game based around the emancipation of the island and for slavery and stuff like that. And I really think that our goal is to bring those aspects back to the island and to showcase them at their finest through food, through music, through art, through culture and community. It is an adult-only event, so there will be no children at the event. You do have to be 18 and over. That is something to note, as it is a community event, but I would like to say that it is an adults-only event. Picnic style. So yes, there will be picnic blankets there for people. People can bring chairs if they're a bit more comfortable on an elevated level. There's 3 tiers. So you've got general, you've got VIP, and you've got ultra VIP. We have a lot going on. We could talk a little bit more about that if you have more specific stuff.
As you mentioned, like, this is a community event. Why was it so important to create something like this that appeals to the community?
You said why? Hold on. Repeat the question again. Sorry.
Why do you feel it was so important to create an event like this that appeals to all in the community?
So I feel like the important reason behind why we created this was everybody complains that there isn't anything for them to do. A lot of the events that are hosted are all repetitious, or at least in my personal opinion, I feel like a lot of them are repetitious. They're all nighttime events, most of them. They're all big parties. A lot of loud events. Smaller events are very quiet and hush-hush. I feel like this one's more of an in-between. It's a hybrid of the two. You get both. You get the best of both worlds. So you get a little bit of quiet, elegance, luxury, but again, you still have that energy, that vibe, that hype as well. So I feel like the two mesh together well, and I feel like this event is what brings it together. And it's at that nice medium time period as well. It's from 6 until 11. So, it's not too late for those who want to go home early and they still get to experience everything. And for those who work a little later in the afternoon, they have time to get to the event before it really kicks off. I think that's a really nice point there as to talking about how it's good, and why to present it to the island that way.
Sure. Bermuda has some incredible outdoor spaces. And you all are holding this event at Bars Bay Park, correct?
Correct, yeah.
How does the setting contribute to the atmosphere that you're hoping to create? And what does a Bermudaful experience mean to you all?
So I would say that a Bermudaful experience is bringing together the art, the music, the culture, the history to that park. And the park itself has a connection to the ocean. It has a connection to the earth. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything in terms of elements there. We're going to have food and drinks on site for people. They can buy stuff there. But I really do feel like the park itself has a big connection. Also, there's a monument there by a good friend of my dad's, Chesley Trott. And it's also connected to the emancipation and freedom of slavery and stuff like that. I think it's specific to, I'm trying to remember the details on the actual piece itself. Off the top of my head, it's evading me, but I know it's actually connected to the theme of the event, kind of, sort of, in terms of bringing art, history, and culture back to the island. But I do feel like the park is very honing in on like grounding yourself, earthing yourself, and bringing everyone together.
Indeed. Speak to us. You've mentioned local entertainers and food vendors, small businesses. Like, who are some that will be there, and why was it so important to include them?
Okay, so we kind of left it open to the floor originally. We just kind of reached out to people that we knew. A lot of us are really well connected, the organizers ourselves, different groups of the organizers or community groups that we have involved. We're all connected to each other, being friends and acquaintances. It's a small island. Everybody knows each other. So, you know, we've got people like, if you want to start in groups and categories, your DJs, you've got Naomi, you've got Corey Miners, we've got an international DJ called DJ Kev. He's actually connected to one of the organizers as well. It's their relative. So, you know, that's bringing people back to the island. That's another part of the big picnic, is like, it's a tourist attraction event. Like, people who don't know about the island can come to the event and they'll experience a heartful felt warmth of the island. Other things that we have there, there's a fashion show or a fashion showcase, which I'm actually involved in as well. I'm kind of organizing that part, the fashion and beauty segment of it. So I've got 3 acquaintances of mine who are also designers. So we've got Monique Stevens, we've got Desiree Riley, we've got Kayla Luna, and myself. We're putting on a fashion showcase for people to really experience what Bermuda has to offer in terms of fashion. We've got Gibbons Company doing like a fragrance bar for people who want to freshen up. Mac's gonna be there doing makeup touch-ups for people who want fresh up, because we know the ladies like to look good, especially for their pictures and photos. We have fire performers by Infernal Arts, so that'll be another element as well. We've got live fireworks. We've got food and drinks. We've got Deja Vu. We've got Milan Milan. Milan Milan, I think, is specific to Ultra VIP, though. We also have Burroughs and Lightborn and Bacardi. So they're going to be there as well. In terms of drinks, we've got Ashley's Lemonade. So we've got a lot happening. There's a lot more to talk about. We've got Collab. We've got, oh my goodness, the Botanists. It's a lot. There's a lot of people involved. We've got Paradise Mobile as well, who's going to be providing Wi-Fi for people that are going to be there at the event, for people that don't have data. So, you know, even those people can share and connect while they're there at the event.
Got Bermuda trivia too, folks.
Yes, Bermuda trivia. Thank you. By the way, speaking of Bermuda trivia, yo, my boss introduced me to that. I bought the entire lineup of the card games, and I was like, we need these guys at the event. I reached out to you guys, and I didn't really hear back, but I think the other organizer was able to connect with you guys and really get Bermuda trivia involved. I'm actually excited about that. I really am.
I'm gonna be honest. I love this whole concept. I love the idea. I think there's this thing where, you know, when you speak about entrepreneurship, it's about filling gaps and finding gaps in spaces. This is not just a late night party. This is a community event. It's a come to relax, picnic blanket. This is something very different from what I'm used to hearing about in Bermuda. And I think that Bermudians should be excited and happy that they have an opportunity to attend something like this. But we have Anika DeShields asking, an audience, if you have questions or comments, let them feel free to share. But we've got Anika DeShields asking, when and where is it? I recall seeing a flyer and wondering what this is about. So nice to hear firsthand.
Okay, so when and where? So July 25th, Saturday, July 25th. It's at Bars Bay Park. It's from 6 until 11, the Big Picnic Bermuda. It's definitely something you're going to want to be at. I know there are other events happening at the same time or after or before. To be honest with you, I think we're at that nice point in time where you still have time to come to this event, get the experience pre-game if you want to, and then head to your next event. Or if you're at another event with family and friends beforehand, you still have time to get ready to come and you won't miss a lot of the important stuff. We also have sunset cruises by Traveler Charters for the ultra VIP guests. So those who like that elevated luxury experience can also get the higher tier, and then you have like 45-minute sunset cruises throughout the night, which it's going to have like champagne and hors d'oeuvres on the boat as well, and gift bags for VIP and ultra VIP and stuff like that. So tiers throughout the night for people who want the different levels of experience.
Indeed. Look, beyond a great evening that this will be, what impact do you hope this event will have on the community for local vendors and the Bermuda events calendar overall? Like, just what do you hope comes out of this beyond just the Big Picnic Bermuda?
So for one, we just want, we would hope that everyone will kind of reconnect to their roots, hone in on their local community, being willing to open and give back to each other and share with one another. The main thing is community and bringing everybody back together. Because there's a lot of division, I would say, right now currently, and I feel like the island itself needs to come back together and actually be the community that we used to be, the island that people used to love and share and talk about and brag about all the time. I think those are things that we really, really need and want out of this event, and hopefully we can have more events.
If this, not if, when this event is a success, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see it going? Is this something that you all are planning on doing annually? Or
so yeah, the goal would be to do an annual event, even if it's not at the exact same time in the exact same place. It would be to expand. So even doing it at different times of the year, creating different events. That is the overall goal. We're hoping this one we're not hoping. We know personally it'll be an amazing event, or it's going to be an amazing event. We're putting a lot into it, a lot of our heart, soul, and time. A lot of the other people involved are giving up a lot of their time to really get involved and make sure that it's going to be an amazing event for everybody involved and who are going to be there and attending.
James, I know you got to run, but Anika Shield says, she's asking, what is the social media handle for all details, and where can people go? Like, if they want to purchase tickets or get more information, where do they need to go?
So social media handles is the Big Picnic BDA. If people are looking to get tickets, they're on PTix. So you would look for the Big Picnic Bermuda. I think there's a link on the Instagram page, so they could always just click the link on the Instagram page to get to PTix direct for where they are. But that would be like where the handles are. I think we just really have an Instagram page mostly. At the moment currently, and then the tickets available on PTix.
Alrighty, James, thank you so much. This seems exciting. Look, for those who are interested, and if you've ever said there's nothing to do in Bermuda, because I think that was a thing at one point, but if you've ever believed it, hey, try it out, check it out. You don't have to be out too late. My bedtime's 9, but that will actually, I forgot to mention this. I won't be able to attend because we'll be having cup match selection night at the same time, and we'll be actually going live to the Big Picnic Bermuda during cup match selection night and going back and forth and engaging people live. So folks, there's a lot of collaboration happening here, and I'm excited for it. I really am. Please let us know between now and then if there's anything, information. I'm going to ask you one last question. I was trying to avoid this. I was hoping someone in the audience would ask this, so I wouldn't seem like I'm thinking this. But weather, Bermuda weather can be up and down. I'm sorry, James. I'm sorry. I am, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. That is a very reasonable question to ask. In terms of if it rains, I mean, I guess we're hoping that we'll just have like a really big covered tent to kind of cover the entire event or most things at the event. I don't think we have a planned rain day yet, but that is something we possibly could discuss if it gets that bad. But fingers are crossed we have really good, clear, beautiful Bermuda sunny weather, because we know Bermuda can be beautiful and sunny, but we want some breeze. We definitely need some breeze. Because it's like at the height of July. There are going to be cabanas there for ultra VIP and VIP guests, though, so they can actually look forward to a luxury experience in terms of that aspect. There's going to be a few beautiful and creative aspects and points in those pieces for them. And then also for the general admission, there's a lot of activations, cultural activations that are going to be on site at the event that they can look forward to. There's some free services, and then obviously like vendors and food and vendors and drinks and stuff like that will be paid for. In terms of VIP and ultra VIP, they're going to have food and drinks included in their packages as well. So they can look forward to those things. Yeah.
Indeed. This is going to be awesome. James, have a wonderful day. Thank you guys for stopping by, and look forward to celebrating with you all on July 25th, 6 p.m. to 11, Bars Bay Park, folks. It is the Big Picnic BDA. That's the handle. Go check it out. Have a wonderful one, James. Talk soon.
All right. Thank you.
All right. James R. folks, if you appreciated that discussion, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. We're going to take our final break. Come back. I want to know, do you all like attend picnics? I want to get it. I haven't been to one in a while, and if we weren't doing Cup Selection, I definitely would have been attending that one. But going to take our final break. Come back after this break, so do not go anywhere, because we've got a conversation to continue. Stick with us.
Children love to play and have fun, and they love gifts even more, especially ones that they can enjoy and learn from. With Bermuda Trivia coloring books, kids can explore the island while they color, learn, and create. The perfect activity for fun and learning together. Available now.
Visit BermudaTrivia.com and follow Bermuda Trivia on your favorite social media platforms to learn more.
Yeah, I don't got this. I'm gonna be fast at delivery and launch.
Oh, really? Don't pay me enough for that,
Oh, no, sugar! Okay, who's the faster? Who's the faster than me? Talk to me. No more stress. Just sit back.
For over 70 years, Bermuda Pest Control has been protecting homes and businesses island-wide. We offer a full suite of services, including rodent control, termite fumigation, and general insect control and maintenance. Our team of experts will quickly and efficiently eliminate any pest problem you may have. With Bermuda Pest Control, you can enjoy a pest-free home in no time. We're committed to providing fast, reliable, and solution-driven services for our customers. It's what we've been doing since 1952. Call Bermuda Pest Control today and say goodbye to pests for good.
Dreaming of expanding your business? With BDC's Loan Guarantee Program, we support your ambitions. Get up to 75% guarantee on bank or credit union loans up to $300,000. Just your vision and our support. Apply today and unlock new business opportunities. BDC, Bermuda Business starts here.
Bermuda, there's nothing like a home-cooked meal, especially when you can feed the whole family without stretching your wallet. With the affordable Bermuda basket, you'll find savings on everyday staples like rice, chicken, corn, and more. Everything you need to make a good meal for less. Shop the Bermuda basket at Lindo's, Marketplace, the Garden Market, and the English Market. Visit costofliving.gov.bm to see the full list of goods and start planning your meals. This is a message from the Ministry of Home Affairs.
Life moves fast, and so can the unexpected. When you insure your home, you need to know that your insurance company has your back. At Frasienbrook, let one of our friendly and professional agents give you that peace of mind. Because when you are covered, you are confident. Call us at 296-3600 or visit FrisianBrook.bm to learn more.
Guess what? Bermuda's most popular game is back. That's right, Shoe Buy is back in stores. But wait, there's more. The brand new Shoe Buy Summer Edition is here too. Bring the laughs, the vibes, the friendly chaos to your barbecues and summer get-togethers with Bermuda's favorite game. Don't miss your chance to get yours. Visit Bermudatrivia.com and follow Bermuda Trivia on social media to learn more.
One lucky box in the summer edition has a golden ticket with the chance to win a grand prize courtesy of One Communications.
All right, welcome back to the big show. Thanks again to James R. Lee of the Big Picnic Bermuda. Awesome event coming up, folks. I want to give a big shout out and props, thanks, and send gratitude to the BAC group of companies, HSBC Bermuda, Medical House Lenders, People's Pharmacy, and of course, Love to Hot 1075 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. Folks, it is time for the Daily Play brought to you by Bermuda Trivia and available at various stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia show. All right, audience, are you ready? It is entertainment today. Here we go. Y'all have got this one. There was a movie released in 2020 titled The Social Network. Which company was this movie about? Kathleen Stevenson Swan. You got it. Facebook it is. Sherilyn Pringle. Facebook it is. Mark Arthur. Facebook it is. And Anika Shields. Facebook. Yes, Julie, it was Facebook. Yeah, that movie was so good to me in terms of the lessons I learned about entrepreneurship. LeBron Tucker, yes, you got it as well. Yeah, that was a good movie about entrepreneurship. But yeah, it was Facebook. You all were good. See, I knew you'd get that one. All right, let's wrap it up. Let you all go. Not trying to get anyone later for work. But as far as this morning's discussion regarding Ryan Robinson, parent chief, as I said earlier, he's literally everything people have been asking for, especially on this show. You want some of Bermuda's best and brightest. Sir John Swan said on this show a number of times, we no longer attract the best and brightest. You know, they go into these companies and their companies don't allow them to get politically involved. And then we're left with what we're left with. And that's not to offend or undermine those who do choose public service and as far as, you know, making themselves available to politics. But facts are facts. Like last election, one political entity in particular, all had trouble filling their ranks. And I thought it was because a lot of people chose to run as independents as well. So I think Ryan represents something that we've been looking for. So I think to use arguments against him that he's too young or lacks experience goes against everything that we probably want or speak of. Now, there are people who say, well, he lacks experience to do this job at this time. Fair enough, but no school teacher began teaching without any, with real experience, right? Most of them got into teaching some way by being given an opportunity. It's funny because people would say, well, specific ministries need people with specific experience. You don't know what this man did in law school. You don't know what he'd done in the companies he's worked with. So I think it's very short-sighted of us to actually feel like someone lacks experience, and some of us don't really know what they've done. I'm putting my money on Ryan Robinson, parent chief, being someone that this country falls in love with, not because he's a likable person, but because he operates based on a guided conscience. I think that and this is not to put pressure on him, but I think he, as I said earlier, is a bit of the old and the new. And I think all we have to do is ensure that we do a better job of holding people like himself accountable during the course of their political careers. As far as the conversation about the Big Picnic Bermuda, I love this for Bermuda and Bermudians. I love the opportunity that people are gonna, excuse me, have to do something new. I love that for Bermudians. I do. I hope, it's a great event. I hope it goes off without any challenges. And I look forward to hearing Bermudians speak highly of something that did not exist prior to this event happening. So big props to all those involved. I've got to give you some daily inspiration. And I'll read from my book, The Journey Within. And here's a quote. You're likely doing better than most people who criticize you because most of them are probably observing what you're doing, not doing what you do. Say it again. You're likely doing better than most people who criticize you because most of them are probably observing what you do, not doing what you do. Oh boy. Think on it, folks. I got to let you go, but in the meantime, do not forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC Bermuda Medical House, Linda's, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 1075 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio areas with these most important community conversations. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. I'm Jamal Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We are out. Peace.